Starscream's drunk on power. Gonna rule the world. Good afternoon, guys. Brian here, and today I'm gonna give you my impressions on, I think Shapeshift Inc. Yeah, Shapeshift Inc. Sky Snake and Heavy Metal, aka pocket-sized Fall of Cybertron, Ironhide, and Starscream. I actually forgot. As of this recording, they've only announced repaints of these guys into like G2-ish, Nemesis Prime-ish color schemes. I'm gonna pass on those. But in the box, you get instructions. That's basically it as far as I remember. And of course you get the guns, which can plug onto them. But hey, let's get to the packaging, shall we? So very nice artwork. I dig the artwork, actually. This is a really cool picture. I really like the picture of Cybertron in the background. Nothing really especially surprising about any other dimensions on it. Very Spartan back, and by that I mean Spartan as in sparse. But let's throw this back here and just leave it there, shall we? So, the weapons. Of course, obviously they plug in. Starscream has a sniper rifle that he used in Fall of Cybertron, and this clip can come out and plug into either side of this little notch here. So you can have him be left-handed or right-handed with it. Or, Vangelis found this out. I'm not sure if it's official or not or anything, but you can definitely plug this in. Okay, I guess you can't plug this in. Or maybe Vangelis' one was special, I don't remember. Also, could be that I'm misremembering where he put it. But I thought this clip could clip onto the nose of Starscream and kind of act as a skid thing. But this is a really cool looking sniper rifle. The paintwork on it is really kind of impressive at this size. In fact, that's actually kind of a broad statement about all these guys. Ironhide's got a pair of cannons that are exactly the same. Very nice looking. Very nice molded detail on these guys. Nice paintwork on it. Could use a little bit like more touching up, I think, to really bring out all these details, but I'm okay with this. And he's got a pair of them. So those are the weapons. Alright, so let's put these aside for a moment and bring in some size comparisons, shall we? So for starters, we've got my yardstick of Generations Chromia. So you can see they're pretty small compared to them. Also throw in Minimus Ambus here, since I have them on hand. So they're pretty small. I'm okay with that. Because why not? Here's Quintarius. I can never remember his name unless I'm looking directly at it. Much bigger, but closer actually in scale to Starscream and the Dinobots. I've got them on hand. There's Ultra Magnus. And if anyone was wondering, there is MMC Impactor, aka Spartan. As in the people from Sparta, not as in lacking something. For some modern size comparisons, there they are with Dead End and Motormaster. So you can see kind of big difference between them and Motormaster. And another size comparison that I'll show off is Fall Cybertron Starscream. I love this mold still. And the padding on my own back of a custom-made Fall of Cybertron Ironhide that I made from a Soundwave figure. So yeah, I'm pretty awesome. I'm really proud of my glow effect on these guys. On this guy, it looked really cool. I liked it. Anyway, gloating aside, that's my take on Ironhide. Difference in size. Quite different. Quite different. And there is one more comparison to make, and that's with one that I think really works well. And that's Omega Supreme, or Planet X Genesis, I should say. And I think this actually is another instance where it's closer to scale, because basically Megatron, who is about the same height as Starscream, stands on the chest, and that's about right. Granted, I thought the Deluxe was basically okay in scale, but I definitely do like, the word I'm looking for is definitely, to actually pronounce the E. Definitely like the, this pocket size scale. Because this just makes Genesis look so much more like... He's about to eat Starscream. It looks so much more impressive with these guys. Now, of course, he is a pain in the butt to move around and show off in scale, especially if I'm trying to show off Ironhide with it. I'm sorry, heavy metal, not Skysync. Alright, now to move this guy, pick him up, move it, drop it. There. Alright, so, that, underside. Can see blatant robot kibble, like his arms are just chilling out there, not even trying to hide. His head is trying to not really hide either, but those are both kind of accurate for the deluxe scale. For Ironhide here, you can see his hands and his crotch, but that's basically it. So, you know, he does a pretty good job of hiding his kibble. Not a huge fan of the orange for the grill. I would have preferred more like a pink, like that. But I can always try to fix that with the same painting technique I used on my Ironhide. So that's basically all there is for these guys. I suppose I should point out Ironhide does roll. Starscream does not fly. Go figure, he doesn't fly. But let's go ahead and get these guys into robot mode, shall we? So we can see how they look that way, shall we? I think I just said shall we twice, wow. Wait a second, these guys are small and tiny. I can transform them on camera for you. And I shall. So, start off by popping Starscream's arms out of these little tabs that plug into his arm. Fold his wrist down. And bring these all out. These are independently hinged, the wings. Oh, I suppose I should also point out, hey, this can come off and can come off. And you can plug in his gun. Oh yeah, the guns, by the way. That's a, I want to say 3mm post, because I'm pretty sure Cogwheel can use these guys too. Trash Talking Cogwheel. AKA IDW, Swerve, and Gears. Right? It's Gears? I think it's Gears. But that's a 5mm, that is a 5mm peg up higher, so that other guys can use it. So, yeah, that can pull out, and you can plug stuff in there. So, you push these arms back, you, just like the deluxe figure, you unpeg the legs from the engine section right here and here and here. They plug in there and yeah. You slide these forward, well not slide them, but you rotate them forward. And then this area is on a hinge, actually it's on a double hinge right there and there. But I find it easy to leave it like this so you can then rotate his rather tight head around. And then you rotate it at that hinge and plug that post into his crotch. Which you might have to rotate, not rotate, but you might have to slide these hinges around a little bit to get it to line up. There you go. And then you just push the arms in, but they don't lock in, so they do move around. Then you just rotate the arms so that you have elbows facing forward. You can unclip the legs, and you can set him down and make him all proud to be in robot mode first because he is Lord Starscream. That might have actually been the most impressive Starscream impression I've ever done, which is saying something about my acting abilities. Well, you know, my voice acting talents. Voice mimicry talents? What am I saying? I don't know. I'm hungry. I want to go eat pizza. Here's Ironhide. So, starting off with him, we're going to pull his feet out. We're going to open this because it plugs in together. These feet, by the way, just rotate at the knee and just kind of slide under there. There's nothing that locks them in there. These guys have ports and posts, except reverse those two. Posts and ports that plug in. And unplug that tab from there to pull the arms out and slide these arms down. Now, the arm is on a hinge and can go up like that, but don't, because then it doesn't really line up very well and things don't lock together for any mode. I think it supposedly like makes it look better for robot mode, but you know, to be honest, I don't even bother. I just leave it like that. You flip his feet forward, unpeg them from each other, and rotate the wheel down. Yeah. And there is Ironhide, I mean heavy metal, in his robot mode. And yeah, these guys look good. Well, let's pull them closer to you guys so you guys can actually see them, shall we? These guys look really good. The paint on these guys is phenomenal. Now, some issues I've had with Ironhide. This little panel was popped out of this guy, and I did not, for the life of me, figure out what it was until somebody... actually, no. I posted on the boards, hey, what does this do? And Shapeshift Inc. actually responded to my specific post on TFW saying, hey, it's for his leg. So, kudos to those guys. That's awesome. I'm always happy about that. Also, panel on his arm. Where was it? I want to say basically right here at the what would be the back of his wrist. That came off on me too. So, you know, super glued those in. So, there are some issues with things falling apart here. Not falling apart, but not being glued in. But Ironhide's articulation. His head is on a glorious ball joint. Oh, you might want to see his head. This is an impressively painted head. Yeah. That is a cool looking head sculpt, and I'm very impressed with what they've done at this scale for this Ironhide head. And Starscream is not really any different. Actually, Starscream I think turned out even better. I love his eyes, his blue head. Just these guys have really good head sculpts. All right, so back to his articulation. His head is on a ball joint and can do lots of fun stuff like head bobbing and nodding. His arms are on a shoulder joint. They are also on that transformation joint, so you can get a lot of movement out of it. The shoulder pads are on a pin and can basically get out of the way, but sometimes will look rather weird. He's got a elbow ball joint, so you can do a lot of stuff with that, and that's basically it for his arms. He has a waist swivel, which, warning, is super, super crazy tight. I took this guy apart and sandpapered the inner ring of here to make this tight, to make this looser, because that was scary tight. And I'm like, I don't want this to like solidify on me and rip itself apart. His hips are on ball joints, so you can do that. They can't really go out too well because of that little lip on it. But yeah. He's got a ball-jointed knee, which, because of transformation, can go all the way up. His feet swivel, not very much forward, but plenty backwards, mostly because of transformation. Now, I will also say that I've had some issues keeping these legs on these ball joints. They tend to like to pop off a lot on me too, so warning about that. I've also had, if you look, you know, the paint job on these guys is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I want this paint job to have my children, but it is rubbing off on basically every joint. So that's very sadness, but I'm okay with that, I guess. Customizing my own figures has kind of gotten me used to that. For Starscream, his articulation is very similar. His head is on a ball joint as well, but because of the way he's assembled, I find it difficult to move his head when he's connected, so in order to move his head, I would disassemble him slightly, or retransform him, untransform him. I don't know, unpeg that and pull his head out so I can, you know, move it and then push that back in. But his arms, they have that joint on them so they can go back and go like, come at me, bro, I'm Starscream. You know, compared to with my previous impression of Starscream, not nearly as good. Ball joint up here at the shoulder, so that can go all the way around, and thanks to these wings being able to get out of the way, no real issues there. You know, maybe some minor issues if you really try to force it. Ball jointed elbow and wrist inward swivel. So, pretty good for his arms. Ball jointed leg can go out damn far. Knee joint, pretty darn good. And the coup de resistance is that his his ankles are ball jointed as well, just like the well, not ball jointed, but the deluxe figure has articulated feet on it too, and I love that. I love that these feet are articulated, and because you can spread them out and then push them down and get them to be all solid or running, and just, his feet are glorious, even at this scale. I love them in the deluxe scale. I love them in this scale. And of course, now you're fighting me standing. There you go. And for some comparisons, here's my yardstick of Chromia. So she's twice as tall. I've got Shockwave. What do you know? He's just twice as tall as well because he's a deluxe. And to compare them with their deluxe versions, there is the Fall of Cybertron Starscream mold. And to tote it out again, my custom Fall of Cybertron Ironhide made from a War for Cybertron Soundwave. And you guys can't quite see it, so look to your right a little bit. There you go. Rather different, but very similar. Yep. I like this guy. We've also got a few Dinobots we can throw in here. Planet X Queerness, aka Sludge. No, I'm sorry, that's Slug, not Sludge. This is Sludge, who is Planet X Neptune, and Hasbro Grimlock. Now, actually, in game, this is actually kind of close to Starscream versus Grimlock, and Starscream and Ironhide are pretty close to accurate in scale. So that's actually kind of close to how these guys are supposed to be size-wise. You can literally go from scale pictures of seeing Starscream next to Grimlock, then compare Starscream next to Bumblebee from one of the pictures of... somebody actually took the models out of War for Cybertron, and so you have a nice clear shot of how tall Starscream is next to Bumblebee. And Bumblebee and Cliffjumper are the exact same guy, just different colors. And then you can compare Cliffjumper to Jazz, who he stands right next to, and they're basically the same height. And, well, a similar height to Bumblebee versus Starscream. And then Jazz can be compared to basically anybody else you want. So yeah, these guys actually are pretty close to in scale, or rather closer to in scale, I should say. In actuality, Starscream should be smaller than this, because Grimlock was able to hold him in one hand. But to compare them to something else, there is the Microblaze Creations, I think it was, the Military Titan set. I'm going to pick you guys up for a second, so don't freak out. Whoa, calm down, stop struggling. That's how big they are compared to Bruticus. That looks kind of cool, I'm not going to lie. But you know what looks even cooler? Planet X Genesis. I'm going to pick you up again, sorry. There you go. I actually rather like the look of this because, again, Megatron stood on this guy's chest, and that's a pretty close approximation to how big it was. And, you know, fitting them inside the hand, that's about right, too. So, yeah, I kind of dig... Oops. Starscream's drunk on power. Gonna rule the world. I don't know why I'm singing, but will you stand for Primus' sake, please? I like that scale. That is cool to me. But to compare them with some modern things, there's Dead End. We'll throw Breakdown in here. And Motor Master of Motors. Yeah, that's pretty big. And just in case you are curious how they scale with each other, haha, there they are in vehicle mode back again. So I guess that leads into my final thoughts. and what I feel about these figures. I rather like these guys. Like, I admit, I am fully, like, rose-colored. Just lay off the Energon. You've had too much. I haven't had enough. Yes, you have. No, I haven't. So, I admit that I have really... Wow, that Starscream voice kills my throat. I am very much in love with the designs for the games, so my vision might be tinted a bit. But I really dig these. Like, the backpack on this is awesome. The transformation on this is really cool. I want a deluxe scale figure of this. Oh, I want it so much. Even though I have my custom guy, I still want this upscaled. I love the paint job on this, guys. I love the articulation. These are, like, absolutely amazing to me. I really, really like these guys. I am almost assuredly going to be buying pretty much everything that's being made for the game's aesthetic. I'm pretty sure these guys are the ones doing the Combaticons. It's been a little while since I looked into it, but I believe so. Starscream looks amazing. I love, I like how the Deluxe had the L-shaped thing there, but I think this works better and gets rid of that gap that so many people despise, which never bothered me, to be honest, but I just absolutely adore this thing. This is a great-looking Starscream. I like them so much that I immediately pre-ordered 2 copies of these guys just so I could do the custom. Yeah, I have to customize these guys into my own custom characters, so I bought extras of these just to do so. If you'll forgive the dust, I'm definitely going to be turning one of these Starscreams into Nosedive here, who is one of my custom squad characters from Fall of Cybertron. So, I'm going to be turning one of these into this because I like these figures so much. So, yeah, my final thoughts on these guys are extremely positive. I love the paint. I like the transformation. The articulation is better than I would have expected. These guys are awesome. So I definitely love having these guys available and will be buying more. So I think that's basically all there is for me to say on these guys. I'm curious to know what you guys think about them. What do you guys think of Transformers Devastation, the new game that just came out? How does it compare to you to Fall of Cybertron? Personally, I'm passing on it because I like the shooter aspect of the Fall of Cybertron games, and I'm not a hardcore enough G1er to like that game. I don't know. I'm not jonesing for... I'm not going on my way to pick up Transformers Devastation. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I sincerely mean that. All of you guys who have watched us, subscribed to us, and spread the word of us, you guys are amazing for having done all that, and we are in your debt for you guys passing the word on like you have been. And absolutely, you guys are the reason we keep doing these videos. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I don't necessarily get a chance to say it in our Let's Plays, but I do mean it. You guys are amazing. So that's basically everything there is for me to say. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys had fun. And until next time, till all are, more or less one. Bye.